Hey there Dev Squad, Virtus here and welcome back to my Unreal Engine 4 sequencer course. In today's video, we're going to be showing you how you can add a character to your sequence and animate it. So if you take a look at the screen, you can see exactly what we're going to be able to do. By the end of this video, you are going to be able to add characters into your cinematics to really bring them to life. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into Unreal Engine 4. Okay, so now we're inside of Unreal Engine 4, we can start working on our animation sequence that we've got here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be introducing a player character into our sequence. And with that player character, we're going to be running a couple of different animations, and we're also going to be having a movement track on it as well. So while it's doing the running animation or the walking animation, it's also going to be moving in the level as well. And by the end of this video, like I said before, you are going to be able to combine both the animation side of things with characters to what you can do with the camera work. So let's go ahead and start off by adding in a character. Now, as part of the starter content in Unreal Engine 4, you do get access to a basic character with a few animations, and that is the mannequin character. To bring that into your scene, go to Content, Mannequin, Character, and then Mesh, and then grab your sk_mannequin and then just drag and drop it into your scene right in front of the cube, just like that. Now, whenever you're bringing something into Sequencer that needs to have animations applied to it, it does need to be a skeletal mesh. A skeletal mesh is essentially just a type of object, and this object can have animations applied to it because it has bones which can be manipulated and is all included in the animation data that you're going to be working with. Enough of that, let's go ahead and go into Sequencer and show you how to bring this in and start adding in those animations. So what we're going to do is, with this character selected, we're going to go to plus track, actor to sequence, and then we're going to add our sk_mannequin. And you're going to notice at the bottom here, we now have an animation track and we also have a transform track. And as part of this video, we are going to be using both of these. The transform track is going to allow us to adjust the location, the rotation, and the scale. So the location is going to cover all of the movement, left, right, backwards, and forwards. You've got your rotation and your scale as well. And then you've also got animation, which, if you have any animations for this character, is essentially going to allow us to create keyframes telling it to play certain animations at certain times. So let's go ahead and start things off. The first thing I'm going to do is quickly rotate the character so I can see exactly what's going on with it. Now, if you want to get your camera into your cinematic viewport on the right here, all you need to do is go to your camera cuts in the top right here and lock viewport to camera cuts. And as you can see, we've got our character here. Now, with that done, what we're going to do is play a couple of animations. So what we're going to do is go to plus animation, and then on here what you're going to get is a list of all of the animations that are set up with this skeleton for this character. Now, what I'm going to do is make it start off with the idle animation, and you're going to notice very quickly it's going to jump into that idle pose. Now, for now, this is just a pose and there is no movement whatsoever. You are only going to see this animation when the sequence is running. So if I go ahead and press play in my cinematic viewport, you are going to see there is some movement on that on the shoulders. Now, what we can also do is add in a second animation, and doing that is incredibly easy. You add your little viewfinder here to the end of that sequence, and then with that we can then add animation, and the one that we're going to use this time is walk. And what you're going to notice is if we go to the beginning, press play, he's going to do the idle, and then he's going to start walking afterwards. Now, with these animations, what you can do is you can actually trim them to the length that you're after. For example, if you don't want this idle to run so long, you can just grab the end of it and move it along your timeline just like this. And then with that done, what we're going to do is we are going to go in and take our walking animation and we're going to move this all the way to the end of that sequence. So what we should have now, if we go all the way back to the beginning here, and then press play, you're going to see it's going to walk a little bit quicker or a little bit sooner in the sequence. So that is pretty much everything you need to know about animations in Sequencer. They are incredibly easy to use. All you're going to be doing is just using them like any other keyframe, plotting them along your timeline, and then all you're doing is just trimming these to the length that you're after. So now what I'm going to show you how to do is add movement to this sequence. So what we're going to do is move the end of this sequence a little bit further down the line here, and then we are going to go to our transform for this character, and we're going to be moving it forwards once it begins to walk. So what we're going to do is go to our location, and then we are going to be creating a keyframe as soon as this animation starts. So if we grab our viewfinder and go to the beginning of the walk sequence, we are going to create a location keyframe here. And then at the end of our walk animation, so all the way at the end of the sequence here, we're going to create a second keyframe for the location. We're also going to be stretching our walk all the way to the end here. And then what we're going to be doing is for the X, which is just walking and moving him forwards, we are going to be adjusting that value at the end on this second keyframe. So we're going to zoom out a little bit, and then we are going to take our X and we are going to move it forwards just like this. So over this duration of time, over about 100 frames, it is going to be moving forwards. And it's as simple as that. You're just changing the movement data on the timeline, and then we're lining it up with the animations that we've brought in here. So if we go ahead and bring this back to the beginning, we can see how this looks. Press play, it's going to do the idle animation, and then it's going to be walking forwards. And that is exactly what we want to do. So hopefully you guys now have a better understanding of how you can mix movement tracks and animation tracks for characters to really bring your cinematics to life. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one last time. Hit play, and what we have here is the foundation of a really nice cinematic. You can still do a whole lot more with this, such as add in the rotation to make him walk around corners. You can do the same for your X and your Z for the movement. Have a little play around with it, but for now guys, that is everything. Once again, thanks for watching, stay awesome, keep creating. Your boy Virtus, signing out.